I be coming from a place where you better pray. I seen evil all my life, pray for better days. Better get yourself together, life is not a game.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Viney Vibe Show. Boom, boop. So y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm grateful that y'all are here. I'm grateful for everybody watching. I'm grateful for every like on this channel. I'm grateful for every subscriber. And I'm grateful for everybody that listens to my music. And I'm grateful for everybody who supports my business. So y'all, I want to talk about today. I'm gonna make this video quick because my phone's dying. I want to talk about depression. So depression seems to be a topic that is kind of taboo. Like, a lot of people don't even like the word depression. But in order to get over it, we have to realize it is common. So there's a video I watched, and it basically talked about how in the year 2019 there were 400,000 people who were murdered worldwide, and there were about 800,000 people who committed suicide worldwide. This fact was kind of mind-blowing to me because it's basically saying that we are 2 times more likely to kill ourselves than we are to be murdered by the hands of another. And I think that is crazy. That means that we have a problem with depression, because if we're more willing to take our own lives, that means basically we have a problem with depression. I want to talk about depression because it is a mental illness. Now, I personally believe that every single person on the planet is dealing with their own mental illness, and that we have to work constantly hard on to make sure that it doesn't overcome us or overtake us. We do things to keep it in check. So one mental illness that I think is very common across the planet would be depression. Definitely depression, anxiety as well, but this video is about depression. So I believe that we need to talk about it more, because if you don't talk about it, then you can't deal with it. So a lot of people see it as taboo, then they're not dealing with it. They're going around and they're hurting others. Hurt people hurt people. So basically, when you have all this hurt that you're harboring and you don't have any intentions on healing it, you spill and you bleed on other people. So I feel like we need to talk about it more, because when we make this conversation comfortable for people, then we open up the doors for it to change. When we change the world by changing ourselves. There's no one individual person that can ever change the world by themselves. We are a collective unit. We all have to work together to do so. And I personally believe that change is not going to come in our lifetime, but I believe that if we start by changing ourselves, and our future generations will have a lot of hope. So right now, since the planet is mostly consumed in fear, we are basically in a state of where a lot of people's mental illnesses just run rapid. A lot of people are walking around with undiagnosed mental illnesses, and a lot of people don't. Even if you self-diagnose, that's better than just thinking that there's nothing wrong with you. I do believe, like I said, everybody has something that they constantly should be working on. While we're alive on this planet, I believe that every single person has something that they need to become better at. There's no such thing as perfect. There's always room for improvement, so we can always be better. And everything starts in our mind. One of the Hermetic principles, 7 Hermetic principles, is the universe is mental, all is mind. So everything starts within our mind. Everything works from within our mind. When we change things in our mind, it changes things in our reality around us. So when we get out of a state of depression, we're more likely to do things for ourselves and others that will have a great impact on our lives. I feel like when we become more open to talking about depression and letting people, I know a lot of, not just men, but mostly men, but I do know a lot of people who just don't like the word depressed. If you say the word depressed to them, it's an insult. Now it's an argument. But basically, I want to talk about this because I want everybody to realize they're not alone. I feel like if people were more inclined to speak up, we would have less suicides. By the way, the leading cause of deaths was cardiovascular disease worldwide. I think that's even crazier. That's for another video, but that's talking about basically how our diets or food is killing us, or exercise, or exercise. We're not getting enough exercise. We're not doing enough things to properly care for our heart. So yes, y'all, I wanted to just get on here and talk about how we should be more open to talking about depression. We should be more caring when people want to talk about it. A lot of people who commit suicide, they keep things bottled in. They don't say much. Sometimes you wouldn't even be able to know that they were depressed, because they just show up and do things like regular. We have to get out of the work and die and pay bills and just be unhappy, be a slave mindset. We have to get back to what is good for us. We have to get back to making our mental health our number one priority. That way we don't bleed on others. We can be a more loving society. Maybe I'm just wishful thinking. I know that's what a lot of people will probably think, but I believe it is possible. I believe it starts with changing. When you change yourself, it has a ripple effect on the whole collective. So I'm gonna come back. I'll talk about this more. If you have any thoughts on this, go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you need somebody to talk to, go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments. We're all here for each other here on this channel. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm grateful for the energy, all the loving energy I receive, and I'm sending it right back to y'all. Bunny Bat signing out. Have a good day, y'all.